Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be filling the void post-relationship. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when the narcissistic relationship ended, it ended with a thud, a crash, a bang. Remember, these relationships don't end with you going and sitting down, having a cup of coffee with the individual and hugging it out and saying, best of luck, things like that. They just don't end that way. The narcissist most likely discarded you, or you had to escape from the narcissist. Perhaps you're looking to exit the relationship right now. Maybe you're in the narcissistic fog as we speak. But post-narcissistic relationship, once let's say you have removed yourself from the individual, you've gone no contact, or maybe, for this part, maybe you didn't even go no contact yet, but you've removed yourself from the situation, from the environment of the narcissist. There's going to be a huge void there, a huge void, so many different ways, and I'll discuss many of them on this video. One is your time. Now, remember, I believe that time is the most valuable commodity we have on the planet because you can't get it back. And we all have 24 hours in a day and 365 days in a year, at least that's my hope. And we need to utilize our time to the maximum ability possible. I mean, we don't want to waste time. I certainly don't. My hope is you don't either. But when you come out of the narcissistic relationship, you're so used to being on the hamster wheel, working for the narcissist. You're always on eggshells. You're always like, what's going on? Are we doing this? Where are we going? Did I do that right? I don't know. You need to decompress. And time is a huge thing because no longer do you have that to deal with. You have a lot of free time is what I'm explaining to you. And again, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm letting you know what happens post-narcissistic relationship. This is when you need to slowly process things, decompress, maybe sleep in later if you want to, go for a walk, whatever you can do. Now, I understand that everyone post-narcissistic relationship, we all are on the healing path. It's a matter of time when we actually begin to get the education on the narcissistic abusive cycle and when we actually become committed to healing and understanding that. This part of the video, that's not what this is for. What I'm mentioning to you is there will be a huge void in your time because post-narcissistic relationship, when it ends, because you're so accustomed to doing things, to literally working for the narcissist. Things like this. Perhaps you were in charge of paying bills. Perhaps you were in charge of filling the gas tank up with gas. Perhaps you were in charge of taking the kids to school or paying for their school supplies or planning vacations or paying the mortgage or being there on call, literally on call for the narcissist when they would text you. That's a huge one. Example, remember when you're contacting the narcissist, let's say via text or phone call, whatever it's going to be, one of those two avenues, they expect you to reply immediately, ASAP, yet they have the luxury of replying or responding whenever they want to. Many times they never do because they want to keep you hanging. But the point is, no longer do you have to think about that. You now can understand, wow, I don't have to be worried about this any longer. Again, this is an overview of post-narcissistic relationship. My hope is you've gone no contact, you've blocked the narcissist, removed all flying monkeys and people associated with the narcissist, and you're living your best life. But if that's not you, you will have a massive void in time. Another thing is you're gonna have to break the trauma bond and you're gonna have to understand, wow, how do I do this? What do I do? How do I actually remove myself from this narcissist? Why do I feel so drawn to them? Why do I crave any contact from them, even though I know the path is to go no contact and block them? See, the trauma bond is another huge thing. You're gonna have to break that. Only you can break that. You have to have the courage, the commitment, the resilience, the dedication, the devotion, and the strength to break that. Again, that's for a different video, but that is another thing you're gonna have to do. And there's gonna be a huge void there because you're missing the narcissist, but you're caught up in the trauma bond. So you don't know what's going on, at least not until you get the education on channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here, but that's a whole different element. Now, the other void is this one. Let's say that you had a large network of friends. Well, most likely they've disappeared because the smear campaign is well underway and they want nothing to do with you. Or perhaps they just didn't want to get involved in the destruction or the ending of the relationship. Either way, most of these people won't check in on you. They just won't. Like I mentioned in the videos frequently, many people are happy that you got discarded. I know it's tough love, but it's true. That's just how some people are jealous and envious. Other people want nothing to do with it because they're minding their own business. And the third people are people that actually are sitting back and saying, hey, I can't, I don't know what to do here. I'm not sure. I don't know. But most people won't even be there for you. And they certainly don't understand narcissistic abuse, which means they can do nothing but lend an ear for you. And this void that you're gonna have to fill, you're gonna have to put yourself back together. What you're gonna have to do is actually get wisdom, get education, watch videos, journal, see a therapist, understand that this was unlike any other relationship you've ever experienced, because what was it? It was a toxic narcissistic relationship, and you did not learn about narcissism in school, so you weren't prepared. That's why most of the planet's not prepared, sincerely. Unless you experience the narcissistic relationship firsthand, you don't know what you're talking about. You flat out don't. You can read all the books and you can do whatever you need to do, but unless you were in the trenches with the narcissistic relationship, actually living it day to day, during the relationship, post-relationship, maybe years or decades afterwards, it's not like I mentioned on the channel frequently, it's not like we just wave a magic wand and you're back to the way you want to be. This is a real issue. It's a silent issue, as I mentioned so frequently on the channel. And what's going on in your mind right now as you're watching the video, I'm certain this is resonating with you and you're like, yes, I get it. This is difficult. It is difficult. It doesn't matter if you were discarded, let's say 2 years ago tonight, or if the relationship ended not too long ago. The point is, you still have to put yourself back together. And post-narcissistic relationship, believe me when I tell you, there are huge voids. Another thing, let's say that you, with those friends, or flying monkeys, those people outed themselves, but no longer do you have those people to bounce things off of or talk to, because they just don't want to get involved. And they show their true colors. That's exactly what happens. But then again, in time, they will need other people's help. And my hope is that people are there to support them. They certainly weren't there to support you, I can assure you. Now, having said that, other voids are, perhaps it's the workplace. Maybe you had to leave your job, and because of the narcissist, maybe it was a workplace bully / narcissist, and you had to leave your job and you had to find a new job. Well, there's a huge void right there too, because maybe you struck up good relationships or friendships with many coworkers in the old job. Excuse me, now you're not there anymore. You see what I'm saying? That's another void. Other voids are like this, like even simply just being alone in your house, being isolated. Like when you were with the narcissist, despite all the chaos, the turmoil, the destruction, the lies, the manipulation, the devastation, and flat out just destruction of the relationship, there was always something going on, wasn't there? And now you're home, you're alone, and you're probably isolated, honestly. And again, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm just letting you know that, wow, that's really silent. That's quiet. I'm not used to that. I'm used to there being music blasting everywhere and doors slamming and things breaking and, chaos. But now it's gone. See, just like that, it's gone. And that's a huge void that you also will have to overcome. You will. It's the path. It's what you must do. You see, when you're in the narcissistic relationship, remember, what is up is down, what is left is right, what is inside out is outside in. There's no rhyme or reason. It's bizarro world. And once you exit the relationship, let's say that you were discarded as an example. Well, all of a sudden that's all gone. And now you really are by yourself, which again is where the narcissist wants you. They want to isolate you. But getting back on track, this is when you're going to have to dig in deep. I'm talking really deep and fill in that void and understand that you're going to have to break the trauma bond and understand that this person isn't good for you. They never loved you. They never will. And that the new supply is being treated actually probably as bad, if not worse, than you right now. So there are so many huge voids post-narcissistic relationship that you're going to have to fill the gaps and pick yourself up by the bootstraps and put yourself together. This will take time, I can assure you. But in time, in your time, you will heal properly when you understand that your attention needs to go back within yourself and not out into the cosmic field, or certainly not into the narcissist. Remember, this is all on purpose. If you were discarded and there is a huge void in your life currently, first of all, if there was one, please drop comments below. But if this is where you are right now, you need to understand that the narcissist, they want you isolated. They want you pining for them. They want you wondering if they're living their best life. The truth of the matter is, I know it's hard, but try and get my message here. The truth of the matter is all of your energy needs to go back within yourself, not to the narcissist. Now, again, until you break the trauma bond, it's going to be very difficult to do that. Believe me, I get it. Having said that, slowly, each and every day, my hope is you're making progress. You're learning and you're growing. You're becoming awakened and aware, and you understand that the narcissist never did benefit you. All they did was extract your resources. That's what they did. And if they did discard you, it was definitely on purpose. It was planned, and here you are. Having said that, again, understanding that you are the priority, and that the narcissist saw such beauty and abundance within you, and they saw the opportunities that they could take advantage of with you. And then if they discarded you, or if you wised up and you ended the relationship ahead of time, here you are. But this is your time to heal. It's your time to invest in yourself. It's your time to understand your value and to just listen to the radio silence. Listen to this. See that? You know what that is? That's peace. That's serenity. That's abundance. That is calmness. That is growth. That is healing. That is the path. No longer do we have all the toxicity, the noise, the breaking of things, the screaming, the drama. We don't have it. We don't need it. We don't want it. What we want to do is to heal. And whereas post-narcissistic relationship, there will be a void. Believe me, there are many voids that you have to fill. There's no race. It's not a rush to do this. Do it in time, in your time. You will heal properly. You will feel so much stronger than ever before once you have healed properly. And remember, you will become the third version of yourself, which is the best version possible of you. The first version was you before you met the narcissist. The second version of you was when you were in the relationship with the narcissist. And the third version of you is post-narcissistic relationship, when you come through the fire and you rise through the ashes like the phoenix. That's the best thing in the world, and you will get there. I can promise you, if you put your dedication and patience and strength and resilience and courage back into yourself and understand the narcissist never benefited you, they never will. So just like I mentioned, there will be many voids post-narcissistic relationship. You will have to fill these. You'll do it when you're ready. That's what you do. There's no rush. There's no race. It's going to take healing. And remember, again, before I close the video out, despite what you may think, specifically if your relationship ended recently, you may think, why me? What happened? I don't get it. What's going on here? The truth of the matter is, in time, you will understand that you had to go through that relationship to get to this point in time right here, right now. There was no other way. You could not have done it any other way. You had to go through that. It was a learning lesson. It was a life lesson. And unfortunately, you had to go through it. But there was no other way, because if there was another way, in other words, let's say you never met the narcissist, well, then you wouldn't have met them and you wouldn't be here with me right now. There is no such thing as a coincidence on this planet. You are meant to be exactly where you are, right here, right now with me. While I'm creating this video, you are meant to be consuming it wherever you are. Maybe it's before bedtime, maybe you're on an airplane, maybe you're coming home from work, maybe you're going to work, maybe you're having your first morning cup of coffee. Maybe you are just on vacation and relaxing and decompressing. Maybe you are filling the void that I'm speaking of in this video. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great evening. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand, yes, there will be a huge void post-narcissistic relationship, and yes, you will have to fill it, and yes, there is no rush. When you're ready, you do it. You just occupy your time. You learn, you grow, you teach if you can, you heal properly, and then you get back out there in the world and become the best version of yourself. Remember, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. God bless you. I love you. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right. Good night, you guys. I love you. Good night.